Springs will meet in special session and public hearing on August 13, 2015 at 6 p.m. at the Civic Center, 405 North 7th Street, Carrizo Springs, Texas. We go to item number 1, call the meeting to order, and it is 6 o'clock. Item number 2, roll call on establishment of quorum.
Oscar Puente.
Lidia Morales. Tino Ojeda Valderas, there is a quorum. Item number 3, welcome and recognition of guests. Thank you all for being in attendance in tonight's meeting. We go to item number 4, pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We go to item number 5, open public hearing under Article 2, Section 19 of the City of Carrizo Springs City Charter for the consideration of adopting a final resolution of removal of City Manager Brenda Compagnone. We go to item A, B, and C. Mr. Maldonado.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. For purposes of the presentation, we're going to put on the screen for everybody to see the allegations which were contained in Resolution 489, which was adopted by the City Council on July 7th of this year. And we're going to take the allegations one at a time. We're simply going to go through the allegations which have already been adopted by Council. And then what we're going to do is the next slide after the allegation, which are numbered allegations. We're going to read Ms. Compagnone's response, which she provided to us in writing. And then, to the extent any response was provided by the city staff or otherwise, we're going to read that. And then we're just going to move on to go allegation after allegation until we're done. So I'll try to go as quickly as possible. And I beg your indulgence. It'll take a little while, but I'll try to make it as painless as possible. The first screen, of course, is the Resolution 489. These are the allegations that were contained in the resolution and Ms. Compagnone's written responses. So we go to the first slide. In accordance with Section 38 of the City Charter and the Texas Election Code, Brenda Compagnone only failed to act, A, direct or cause the canvassing of an official May 9, 2015 municipal election results held by the city. Her response was, canvassing elections is not a duty charged to the city manager as per charter. City Charter Section 38, canvassing elections should be made by the election officers. On April 21st, 2015, Agenda Item 8.8, Council approved Maria Castellanos, election administrator, election judge, Ms. Manuela and Ms. Bosquez, election clerks, as the 3 designees to hold and conduct the municipal election. The city's response, according to City Charter Section 38 and the Texas Election Code, canvassing the election returns is not a responsibility of the election officers, but the obligation of the City Council. Again, we're talking about the canvass only. Ms. Compagnone took no action whatsoever consistent with posting an agenda to canvass the official election results. It was within Ms. Compagnone's authority to require the city clerk to post the agenda to canvass the official election results. The city clerk chose to disobey Ms. Compagnone. It was within Ms. Compagnone's authority to seek the removal of the city clerk. Allegation number 2. Contrary to acting in accordance with state law and the city charter, instead of acting to canvass the official results of the May 9, 2015 municipal elections, Brenda Compagnone caused or participated in 8 meetings to be posted for the City of Carrizo Springs City Council. The dates of the posted meetings between the May 9th, 2015 election date and the court-ordered official canvass date, I apologize for this spelling, were May 12, 2015, May 14, 2015, May 18, 2015, May 19, 2015, May 20, 2015, May 26, 2015, and June 5, 2015. Brenda Compagnone failed to comply with the City Charter and Texas Election Code. That is, between the election date and the charter requiring the canvass to occur within 3 days and the election code requiring the canvass to occur within 11 days, the City Council posted 8 meetings and still failed to post the official canvass within the context of the meetings and meetings. Ms. Compagnone's response to allegation number 2. Canvassing elections is not a duty charged to the city manager as required in the Texas Election Code. Texas Election Code states that the mayor sets the date and time by which canvassing votes takes place. On April 21st, 2015, Mayor Hagan will one approved and set date and time for canvassing votes to be held on May 20th, 2015 at 6 p.m. City's response: we could find a record former Mayor on April 21st, 2015 approved and set the canvass to be held on May 20th, 2015. Such action is not reflected in the official minutes of the City Council. Further, the official canvassing of votes was not timed until court ordered by Judge Peoples to take place on June 6, 2015. As Chief Executive Officer and Head of the Administrative Branch of the City of Carrizo Springs, Ms. Compagnone took no action to ensure that the May 2015 results of the canvass is provided by the City Charter or the Texas Election Code. Next slide. Allegation number 3, Brenda Compagnone removed government records, including personnel files from the custody of City Hall building complex, some of which are still missing, and some are unavailable to the public, which could be in defense under the Texas Penal Code 37.10A3, if her intent was to destroy, conceal, remove, or otherwise impair. I'm sorry, go back, please. Okay, legibility or availability of government records should be removed. Ms. Compagnone's response. May 18, 2015, agenda item 5.1, discussion of appropriate action regarding further investigation for possible misconduct for fiscal 2000 to 2012. June 5th, 2015, agenda item 5.1, discussion of appropriate action to provide City Council the status of City Manager to report possible criminal violations to appropriate law enforcement agencies. Council approved unanimously for City Manager to cooperate with law enforcement agencies, including the production of city documents. This is the city's response, and according to the finance director, we say yes. Regarding allegation number 3, Brenda Compagnone requested certain financial files from her, this is yes, because she had the Texas, so she said the Texas Rangers would conduct an investigation of the city of Carrizo Springs. She asked Brenda to put the requesting writing for the file that she needed. After a Wednesday special meeting on June 18th, the staff stayed after the meeting and started pulling the files that she requested. Brenda placed them in her office, and when she was leaving, she put all the files inside for her in her car and left City Hall with the files. She never asked staff to copy the files, but neither took all of the original files. Since that day, she has found that some of the files located in the vault, and has yet to find 2 of the boxes of files that the city manager took with her that day. Next slide. I'm sorry. This is Director of HR in Florida. Regarding allegation number 3, Ms. Compagnone requested certain personnel files from her office via email for the purpose of conducting investigations on those employees. Ms. Compagnone during them to her office to pull those files, and as Ms. Flores assisted her in doing so, the city manager pulled several other files that were not included in her initial email request. When Ms. Flores was not able to determine which personnel files she pulled, Ms. Flores did know that not all of the files she took were returned. In particular, Ms. Flores knows that the evidence on this file was missing, and only recently was returned at the city offices anonymously. To the extent that the file and other files were eventually returned, Ms. Flores is still concerned that portions of the file have been removed. Allegation number 4, Brenda Compagnone refused to direct the city clerk and the city manager to post the agenda requested by the mayor, and is required by her duties under Section 23 of the city charter. Brenda Compagnone further failed to admonish and or otherwise discipline the city manager for the failure to perform the duties under Section 23 of the city charter. These combined actions are direct evidence of Brenda Compagnone's failure of her specific duties under Section 40 of the city charter. Ms. Compagnone's response: both the city election clerks and candidates met in Marion County the week before to conduct a recount to verify the voting count. As a result of the recount, Judge Peoples ordered that the canvass take place on Saturday, June 6, 2015. After the canvass, we went to verify Dennis at the first meeting of the city clerk with a pre-printed agenda item to be placed on the next agenda. The Scanlon stated that per City Charter Section 20, no mayor or council should approach the staff and bypass the city manager. The Scanlon followed, and what we did is we knew there were some typos. We had typos, when they had typos, we just left them the way that they were. It says sick, it's just either misspelled. The charter rules. Once again, we gave the email headed by Dennis, the city manager's Compagnone, cell phone number, and told her to call city manager to discuss the future agenda. Ms. Hernandez refused to call city manager. On Monday, this is Ms. Compagnone's response continued. On Monday, June 8th, while Ms. Compagnone is out of the office, both councilpersons, Brenda Compagnone and Ms. Compagnone, went to the city hall and met with the assistant city manager, Margaret Chavez. Dina Ojeda Valderas contacted Brenda Compagnone via cell phone to discuss the agenda at 11:13 a.m. City manager stated that she was in Crystal City and would drive immediately to Carrizo Springs City Hall to work on the agenda. Mayor Dina responded via text, "Thank you." Approximately 11:19 a.m., Mayor Valderas, along with the assistant city manager, posted the agenda without input from the city manager and without her knowledge. City clerk was not reprimanded because she correctly followed section 12 of the city charter. City's response: by her own response, Ms. Compagnone was aware on Saturday, June 6, 2015, of the mayor's request to have the agenda posted. As of Monday, June 8, 2015, Ms. Compagnone failed to have the mayor's request to have the agenda posted, even though she was aware of the request. Also, Ms. Compagnone failed to contact the mayor regarding the request. Allegation number 5. On May 5, 2015, and prior to the May 9, 2015 municipal elections, Brenda S. Compagnone directly participated in receiving an amendment to her own contract of employment to include severance payments in the event that she was terminated from her employment. Such contractual amendment is in direct violation of sections 48, 51, and 59 of the city charter, and therefore invalid and unenforceable, as it was not specifically budgeted by the city council for the respective fiscal years. Ms. Compagnone's response: at the request of Andres Sanchez and Brenda Compagnone, the request was made to discuss the city manager's contract. In addition, the rest of the council requested to see the contract and consider possible modifications. Prior contract already stipulated a severance package. Council approved amendment to contract. City manager was not hired until mid-July 2014, after the budget was approved by city council the previous month. Response from Ms. Diaz, the finance director, regarding allegations number 5 and 6. None of the severance packages were included in the current fiscal year budget or in any future fiscal budget. There were no sinking funds created for the severance packages. After the election, before the new city council was sworn in, Ms. Compagnone approached certain staff members, including Ms. Diaz, and asked if they wanted employment contracts with severance packages. She stated that this was the only way to protect them from the new city council. Ms. Diaz declined her offer. This is a response to the same allegation from the Director of HR, Nellie Flores. Regarding allegation that in response to 7, according to Ms. Flores, Ms. Compagnone was very concerned about the job security and was constantly paranoid about whether any particular employee was loyal to her or loyal to somebody who may want to have her terminated. According to Ms. Flores, the either view on with me or against me attitude she adopted made several employees, including Ms. Flores, uncomfortable, and also made several people feel fearful for their own jobs. Ms. Compagnone approached some employees, including Ms. Flores, about arranging for employment contracts with the severance provision as a way to protect their jobs. Ms. Flores refused this offer. Ms. Flores stated that if she were ever terminated for whatever reason, she planned on walking out with her head held high. She did not feel right taking something away from the city of Carrizo Springs in such a manner. According to Ms. Flores, when she refused, Ms. Compagnone tried to persuade her by appearing concerned for her and saying that she should consider her family. According to Ms. Flores, when that proved unsuccessful, Ms. Compagnone's concern and changed to Caroline about Ms. Flores' loyalty to her. Allegation number 6, Brenda Compagnone participated in the formulation of an amended employment contract that required a 2/3 vote by council members to remove her in direct violation of Section 19 of the City Charter, which expressly requires only a majority of council members to remove the city manager. Such actions taken by her were meant solely to undermine the ability of the City Council to remove her tonight. Ms. Compagnone's response: May 5, 2015 City Council discussion and appropriate action concerning the city manager's contract. At the request of the City Council members, the city manager's contract was placed on the agenda for discussion and appropriate action. The contract was presented to council for discussion and approval or rejection. Council debated. Mr. Padroni and Mr. Sanchez voted to approve a 1-year severance versus 2. However, the majority voted and passed a 2-year severance any amendment to the contract. City's response. According to Article 2, Section 19 of the City Council may remove the city manager by a majority vote of its members. And participating in allowing the City Council to amend her contract requiring a 2/3 vote of the City Council to remove her, Ms. Compagnone acting in a manner in direct violation of Section 19 of the City Charter. According to Article 4, Section 40, the City Manager is the Chief Executive Officer and head of the administrative branch of the City of Carrizo Springs. Ms. Compagnone should have been aware of the City Charter provision and not participated in any action consistent with attempting to contravene the will of the voters who adopted the City Charter. The City Council acting alone does not have the legal authority to override the City Charter and the will of the voters. She should have been aware of that as well. Allegation number 7, on May 12, 2015, and after the May 9, 2015 municipal elections, Brenda Compagnone directly participated in assisting the City Marshal, Chief of Police, and City Clerk to receive contracts of employment to include severance payments in the event they were terminated from employment. Such contracts with severance clauses in direct violation of sections 48, 51 to 59 are therefore invalid and unenforceable as they were not specifically budgeted by the City Council for the respective fiscal years. Ms. Compagnone's response. Contracts were presented to City Council with approval from the City Attorney. Council discussed and approved the contracts. City's response. According to Human Resources Director and employees and Finance Director of the NDS, several employees were offered long-term contracts with several packages by Ms. Compagnone. Apparently, some employees accepted her offer and others did not. Allegation number 8. Brenda Compagnone violated City Charter Sections 48 through 59 by specifically authorizing unapproved expenditures of public funds for the police department which were not legally budgeted by the City Council. Ms. Compagnone's response. City Council created and approved the police department in 2014. City Manager Compagnone informed City Council on several occasions of the budgets and the fact that the law enforcement vehicles approved by the City Council for purchase did not have the police package necessary for law enforcement work. The City Council approved the additional expenditures from the police package that the previous City Manager failed to order. Council was informed at meetings regarding the status of the police department and the surplus money in the city's accounts due to the police department's issuance of citations approximately $30,000 every 45 days. The surplus generated from the police department was not spent without City Council approval. City's response. Any amounts allocated to the police department by the former City Council were not adopted according to the provisions of the Texas Local Government Code. Allegation number 9. Brenda Compagnone expressly participated in hiring at least 3 Texas-based law firms, which resulted in exorbitant and unnecessary legal fees for fiscal year 2015, exceeding $235,000. The payment of these attorney's fees was extreme, harmful to the city, and moreover, not procedurally budgeted as required by the City Charter, sections 48 and 51 through 59. Ms. Compagnone's response. City Manager did not hire 3 law firms. The municipal judge was practicing without a prosecutor, and Frank Baxter recommended Albert DeRock, Esquire, to handle the prosecution duties. The Council approved this unanimously. The majority of legal fees were incurred by the Housing Authority, who was represented by Bobby Maldonado at the time of suing the City of Carrizo Springs and each individual City Council member. The Housing Authority Commissioner sued the City Council after refusing to step down from their appointment positions. Frank Baxter's law firm no longer represented the city, therefore Wilson and Sanchez were hired temporarily by the City Council to deal with pending lawsuits from the Housing Authority as well as other litigation. If I could just add one thing to that. Since my name was mentioned, I was not city attorney at the time, and it is correct. I represent the Housing Authority, and we sued the city on 2 separate occasions in 2014, in May and in September. In May, we sued because former Mayor Bill tried to remove all 5 commissioners, and he was doing so in a manner which was not, simply wasn't legal. The lawsuit quickly got resolved once it was determined that the mayor was not acting according to law. And then the mayor in September again tried to remove the commissioners. And again, the Housing Authority sued the city, and I represent the Housing Authority. Again, after several court hearings, we reached a resolution in mediation that precluded the city and the mayor from attempting to remove any housing authority commissions. So for the past 2 years, the mayor was not able to remove a single housing authority commissioner because we tried to on a couple of occasions and was sued. The city did incur legal expenses, just like the housing authority did to defend those lawsuits. My contention is simple. The mayor had simply followed the law. The attorney's fees would not have been necessary. The lawsuits would not have been necessary. But because he did not, the litigation was initiated and the housing authority prevailed. But there were significant attorneys expended on the basis. Mr. Compagnone's response: it was the city manager who worked with the attorneys to resolve the legal cases quickly and economically. All these issues were in existence prior to the day of the hiring of Mr. Compagnon. Housing authority issues were resolved along with other kind of matters that the city of Carrizo Springs had endured under the administration of Mario Martinez, current and from the city manager. Mario Martinez ignored TCP non-compliance violations since 2012, and therefore, when it came into office in July 2014, the city was facing a $37,000 fine from TCP due to the 2-year lapse of action by the city. Mr. Compagnone was able to resolve the TCP violation in a matter of days, and the city was not required to pay the fine. The city's response: this is according to Director of HR, Ron Clement. Regarding allegation number 9, Mr. Compagnone asked her to send even the most routine matters to the city attorneys. Amongst the matters that she believed that could have been handled without paying attorney's fees are unemployment claims with intensive workforce commission and the drafting of certain documents such as termination letters. Allegation number 10, Brenda Compagnone directly without expressive council approval authorized payments exceeding $100,000 for fiscal year 2015 to an independent auditor. This gross amount is contrary to the public interest and is not the procedurally budget required by the city charter sections 48 and 259. Mr. Compagnone's response: the city manager addressed in numerous city council meetings that the audit was taking a long time because the previous city manager, Mario Martinez, had purchased 2 different software programs which were not designed to provide accounting reports that comported with accounting principles. For example, the auditors could not begin their audit as the computer programs would not provide them with the balances from which all audits were done. The auditors discovered the previous city manager copied and pasted the previous 7 years' budget without reference to actual cash on hand, income projections, or projected liabilities and expenses. Allegation number 11, Brenda Compagnone participated in the procurement approval and payment of over $15,000 to Napa Auto Parts business owner and husband of city council member signed. This is in direct violation of the budget and appropriation process stated in sections 48 through 259 of the city charter and in direct violation of the duties assigned to the director of finance as stated in section 66 of the city charter. The Texas government code also permits the site of adjusted ratio which constitutes grounds of unfair favoritism and competition. Ms. Compagnone's response: the civilian science was the councilman required to the employment of Brenda Compagnone. All vendors will receive equal opportunities. City manager is not certain what this allegation concerns, though it may be the AC units purchased from the warehouse due to the heat-induced illness suffered by city employees working in a non-air-conditioned warehouse in July. City's response: as Chief Executive Officer of the Administrative Head of the City, Mr. Compagnone should have been aware that council member signs should have filed a conflict of interest affidavit with the city clerk detailing their business interest in Carrizo Auto Supply. During Ms. Compagnone's tenure, Councilwoman Sines voted to approve payments to Carrizo Auto Supply, a business owned by her husband. It wasn't until January 2015, Councilwoman Sines began to abstain from voting to approve payments to her husband's business. According to the city clerk, Councilmember Sines has yet to file a conflict of interest affidavit required by law. Interim City Manager Martinez has provided the required conflict of interest, conflict of interest waiver to the Councilmember Sines that it is actually followed. That should read affidavit. Allegation number 12, Brenda Compagnone failed to advise and/or require City Councilman Brenda Sines to file the Texas Government Code Chapter 271 conflict of interest affidavit related to the disclosure requirements regarding her financial interest in the city's payments to non-bonded funds in Carrizo Springs business owned by her husband. This action by Brenda Compagnone constitutes unfair favoritism in direct violation of the Texas Public Code and is hence detrimental to the city. Ms. Compagnone's response, Mrs. Lydia Sines was elected prior to the hire of Ms. Compagnone. Prior to administration failed to obtain disclosure of financial interest. Mrs. Sines abstained from voting on the cover standard. City's response, according to HR Director Brenda Flores, regarding allegation 12, Ms. Flores personally advised Ms. Compagnone of the importance of councilwoman signing the conflict of interest affidavit. Ms. Compagnone disregarded her advice as unimportant. Ms. Flores was concerned overall about Ms. Compagnone's lack of familiarity with the government's administration of expires. Ms. Flores suggested to Ms. Compagnone that she attend the newly elected officials conference as a way to familiarize herself with these matters, which she failed to do. Allegation number 13, Ms. Compagnone recommended to the City Council that they designate Ms. Compagnone city clerk despite her lack of experience in conducting municipal elections. This lack of experience in running an election has now subsequently come to fruition in the form of a lawsuit impounding official election ballots and an election contest lawsuit in which the city intervened. This negligent recommendation is proved to be a waste of public funds and resources. Ms. Compagnone's response was scheduled as given from city clerk. The position was advertised and impounding of ballots came from an injunction filed by 2 citizens signed by District Judge Ruiz. Ms. Compagnone has had no control of the court order. The city's response, according to the Director of HR, Brenda Flores, regarding allegation 13, Ms. Flores advertised the position of city clerk per Ms. Compagnone's request, and the city received approximately 15 to 20 applications. Though she was the Director of Human Resources, Ms. Flores was never asked to interview any of the applicants and or determine if anybody other than Ms. Hedlund was considered for the position. Because Ms. Hedlund did not have the experience with the election process, the city was forced to hire a consultant, Brenda Compagnone, to specifically train Ms. Hedlund and assist with the elections. Allegation 14, due to the lack of experience in conducting municipal elections by the city clerk and the city council, Brenda Compagnone was forced to retain the services of a consultant to assist in the March 2015 elections. Brenda Compagnone hired a consultant either knowing he had a criminal background or without first determining he had such a criminal background, thereby possibly exposing the city to liability. It should be noted that such consultant was hired to train the interim city clerk and assist the city in the election process. To the detriment of the public at large, the consultant was paid nearly $6,500 of unbudgeted funds. This action by Brenda Compagnone violates sections 48, 51, and 59 of the city charter as it pertains to the legislative deliberation process. Ms. Compagnone's response, consultant was hired to research grants to assist with sewer plant issues. Consultant is contractual and not an employee of the city, therefore HR Director is not required to conduct a criminal background check. Consultant terminated as soon as background and history came to light. What we have here on the slide is, this is a copy of the contract for city clerk consultant between the city and medical consultant from the railroad. In the services, it says that Mr. Boyd Cabrera, doing business as medical consultant, acknowledges that he will provide consulting services for the training of interim city clerk and in assisting the city of Carrizo Springs in the election process. This is a copy of the contract. Next slide, please. Allegation number 15, Brenda Compagnone directly without express council approval authorized successive payments of over $7,000 for the skirting on the municipal court building. This gross amount is contrary to public interest and is not procedurally budgeted as required by sections 48, 51, and 59 of the city charter. Ms. Compagnone's response, the municipal court building was sitting on cinder blocks with an exposed crawl space that was an attractive nuisance for children and rendered the building unsafe and subject to possible break-in. The City Council instructed the City Manager to address the issue. For safety and security reasons, a skirting was required to protect the citizens. And this is simply a copy of 2 of the invoices for the work done in this program as it relates to the skirting. As you'll notice by the first invoice, it refers specifically to skirting the building. There's an invoice for $6,000 and an invoice for $15 million. Allegation number 16, Brenda Compagnone took express actions to obtain the necessary assignment of city-paid law enforcement personnel to act as a personal security detail. This unbudgeted expense was a waste of public funds in this corporation. City law enforcement officer personnel violation of the budget appropriation process as stated in section 48, 259 of the city charter, and therefore a direct contradiction to the means and safety of the city. Ms. Compagnone's response, the allegation, like all of the rest, is just plain false. We chose not to respond to that. We were told different things, but nobody, we were simply asked not to disclose what we were talking about, the use of law enforcement personnel, and we respected what those individuals Allegation number 17, prior to the posting May 14, 2015 special meeting, the City Council Brenda Compagnone participated in an attempt to remove the municipal judge from his position and to hire a municipal judge. Such attempt was met with the following lawsuit against the City of Carrizo and the granting of a temporary restraining order and temporary injunction, thereby preventing the city from taking any action to remove or replace the municipal judge. Such effort was a violation of state law, the city charter, and a waste of public funds and resources. Compagnone's response, City Manager had no oversight of the municipal judge, let alone authority to remove the municipal judge. City Manager's role is limited to drafting the agenda at the request of the City Council. City's response, according to Ms. Compagnone's response, the City Manager's role is limited to drafting the agenda at the request of the City Council. Her role in the posting the agenda resulted in a lawsuit being filed against the city. In the interest of full disclosure, this was prior to me being appointed as the city attorney. I was the attorney who represented Judge Ponce. Judge Abascal agreed with our position, granted the TRO, granted the temporary injunction, and essentially prevented the city from removing Judge Ponce from his term on the basis that he was serving an unexpired term and would be allowed to serve such term. Allegation number 18, after receiving a request from a member of the public for a copy of the city budget and her employment contract pursuant to the Texas Public Information Act, Brenda Compagnone refused to comply with the lawful request and thereafter directed the former city attorney to solicit an opinion from the Texas Attorney General's office. Pursuant to Section 49 of the city charter, the budget and all supporting schedules of public records and open to public inspection. Pursuant to Section 129 of the city charter, all records and accounts of every office shall be open to inspection by the public. In spite of the clear and specific language located in the city charter, Brenda Compagnone attempted to circumvent the Texas Public Information Act and the city charter by requesting an attorney general's opinion and denying a legitimate request for public information. The manager's response, city manager sent all open records requests to city attorney. City attorney decides which ones are sent to AG for opinion and advises city manager as to the documents to produce. City manager does not direct the city attorney on how to handle open records requests. The city attorney advises the city manager on this issue. The city's response, I don't know if you can read it, but this is the request that was made by KSAT 12. The request was for the current fiscal year city budget and the contract with the city manager along with any updates or changes enacted or proposed. That's the open records request that we are referring to. Next slide. This is an email, and it came from Ms. Gala to the city attorney at the time, Mark Anthony Sanchez, and Melissa Gala is writing an email. I just spoke to Brenda, and she wants you to seek an AG opinion, and this is regarding the KSAT 12, request for public information for the budget and the contracts. Next slide. This was just received last week. The AG opinion requested that was requested by the former city attorney at the request of the city manager. They issued a letter of opinion, and if you read, it's highlighted right here, it basically says that the information, the city must release the submitted information. It is not deemed to be exempt from public disclosure. Allegation number 19. During the June 16, 2015 City Council meeting, the Assistant City Manager reported that the city swimming pool would not be ready for the summer 2015 season due to the failure of the city to take action and make the necessary repairs and improvements to the swimming pool. The Assistant City Manager stated that he would inform Brenda Compagnone as early as November 2014 of the need to make the necessary repairs and improvements in order to get the swimming pool in safe and usable condition. Brenda Compagnone wholly failed to address this issue and meet the needs of the city's residents by failing to fulfill her duties under Section 40 of the City Charter thereby causing the city swimming pool to not be ready for use by the public for December 2015. Ms. Compagnone's response. City manager presented to the city council on several occasions: October 15, 2014, April 21, 2015, March 17, 2015. Bids and information were presented to city council, but the city council did not approve the expenditures. Assistant city manager did not inform city manager of the swimming pool issues in November 2014. Please refer to the agenda for that month as well as the October 2014 agenda. City's response. According to the city charter, the city manager is the chief executive officer of all administrative departments. It was Brenda Compagnonne's responsibility to make sure the swimming pool is prepared and open in time for the use of all securities and investments. Allegation number 20, Brenda Compagnone failed to report to work on numerous occasions during May and June 2015 without city council approval, without taking official leave, all of the human resources director, and without providing the assistant city manager or human resources director with the specific nature of her official city business. This lack of proper notice and absence from the daily reporting the city manager is in direct violation of section 41 of the city charter, and it directly undermines her work duties opposed to the city. Ms. Compagnone's response. City manager Compagnone filled out all the necessary paperwork for her illness-related days. City manager does not report to the HR director. City manager informed the assistant via email and mail as well. All forms related to days off were approved and signed. After informing the city council that the FBI had initiated a formal official investigation into gross mismanagement and public corruption, city manager informed the council that in assisting the FBI with the official investigation, city manager would designate time spent assisting law enforcement authorities as official city business. City attorney approved the designation. City's response. According to HR Director Roland Flores, regarding allegation number 20, and according to Ms. Flores, Ms. Compagnone frequently would not come into the office during regular work hours, claiming that she was out on official city business. According to Ms. Flores, Ms. Compagnone often refused to let anybody know what that official business was. On those days she did come to the office, it was not unusual for her to arrive late, even as late as after the lunch hour. Allegation number 21. City manager is the chief budget officer for the city of Carrizo Springs, according to the Texas Local Government Code Section 102.010, provides that the city of Carrizo Springs city charter provisions control with respect to the preparation of the annual city budget. Brenda Compagnone only failed to prepare a proposed budget for the 2016 fiscal year as required by Section 48 of the city charter of Texas Local Government Code Sections 102.002 and 102.003. Such failure is a direct violation of state law, the city charter, and acutely detrimental to the financial stability of the city. Ms. Compagnone's response. Both finance director and city manager worked on a budget which was 98% complete by early June 2015 and is slated to be finished by mid-June, though the budget for the next year is not due until the end of June. Due to the suspension of my employment on June 11th and the directive that I not appear at city offices, I was not allowed to finish the budget. This is the city's response from the finance director regarding allegation number 21. The budget was nowhere near completion when Ms. Compagnone left. Ms. Diaz started working on the budget by the week of May 11th by talking to the supervisors of each department to go over their previous year's budget and preliminary PL, which is profit and loss statements with them to show how much they'd actually spent throughout the year. Ms. Diaz conducted these meetings by herself. Ms. Compagnone only spent one day talking to the supervisors over the matter Ms. Diaz had already discussed with them to prepare the budget. The only department Ms. Compagnone prepared the budget for was the city marshal office and the police department. The day before Ms. Compagnone left, she finally sat with Ms. Diaz and went through the initial worksheet Ms. Diaz prepared. According to Ms. Diaz, this worksheet was only intended to help prepare the budget and was not intended to be the budget. This is the city's response from interim city manager Michael Martinez regarding allegation 21. Mr. Martinez has been unable to find a record of any draft or any type of proposed budget for fiscal year 2016 for Ms. Compagnone. Mr. Martinez was appointed to the position of interim city manager in June 2015. Mr. Martinez had been tirelessly to develop a proposed budget from scratch for fiscal year 2016, which was to start on August 1st, 2015. Allegation number 22. Brenda Compagnone failed to keep the city council properly informed and updated of the city's actual spending amounts versus what amounts have been budgeted for municipal spending. This failure to provide, whether intentional or by negligence, is a direct violation of Section 40 of the City Charter of Carrizo Park District. Mr. Compagnone's response, City Manager Compagnone appeared at City Council meetings along with Finance Director Martina Diaz and would provide the updates directly to the Council and also presented through a City Manager report. Additionally, City Manager presented an updated budget in January 2015 requesting budget amendments which were approved by City Council. This is the City's response from the Finance Director regarding allegations 22 and 23. And according to Ms. Diaz, Ms. Compagnone only provided verbal reports to the City Council. Her City Manager reports were always verbal and no written reports were provided to the City Council. Ms. Diaz was never directed to prepare any financial statements for the City Council to review. The only financial numbers provided to the City Council was in regards to whether the City actually had available funds to make the purchases and pay bills. In regards to the budget amendment presented in January 2015 to the City Council, this budget only related to the budget for the police department and did not address any other city departments, nor providing any financial information for the other departments. Allegation number 23, Brenda Compagnone failed to provide monthly financial statements to the City Council. This failure to provide or intention by members is a direct violation of Section 40 of the City Charter and contrary to public interest. Ms. Compagnone's response, City Manager presented updated City Council finances through items, City Manager reports, department chair reports, and other reports that virtually released to the Council meeting. City's response, it's the same response as our allegation to allegation 22, so it's the same identical response. Allegation number 24, Brenda Compagnone added numerous unbudgeted staff positions to the city payroll at an annual cost exceeding budgeted amounts in the tens of thousands of dollars. This gross amount is contrary to public interest and is not procedurally budgeted as required by Section 48 of the City Charter. Ms. Compagnone's response, numerous budgeted positions were added to assist the city with filling vacant positions needed to provide the citizens with necessary services. In addition, the budget was monitored carefully and the budget was never in the red while Compagnone was City Manager. Though since the suspension, Compagnone is representing the size of the city's finances. City's response from Interim City Manager Brenda Compagnone regarding allegation number 24. During Ms. Compagnone's tenure, the number of city employees doubled from approximately 40 to 45 to over 90. Most, if not all, of these positions were not budgeted. This is the HR Director's response. Regarding allegation 24, at the onset of her tenure, Ms. Compagnone asked Ms. Flores if additional employees were needed to fulfill the duties of the city. Ms. Flores informed her of what she perceived to be a need for more labor positions, but that there was not a need outside of that. Ms. Compagnone proceeded to hire several people for positions that were completely unnecessary and agreed to pay these employees highly excessive salaries, most if not all, which were not budgeted. Allegation number 25, Ms. Compagnone legally agreed with members of City Hall whether intentionally or negligently during the May 9, 2015 years for election by being present within the election area during the areas. This action by Brenda Compagnone amounts to improper influence upon the members of the direct violation of Texas Elections Code, Section 61, 1901. Compagnone's response is Ms. Compagnone will tirelessly in office on May 9, 2015, drafting a special agenda and leaving her office only to use the restroom. The only interaction with potential votes was casual meetings with the city manager to and from the restroom. There's no city response to that allegation. Allegation number 26, Brenda Compagnone has repeatedly failed to address sewage treatment plant compliance issues in violation of the duties in Section 40 of the City Charter and has exposed the city to a threatened lawsuit by Latino right engineers for failing to pay engineering fees. Ms. Compagnone's response, the sewer plant has been in dire physical shape for the past 20 years. TCQ informed City Manager Garcia Wright created the wrong specs, submitted the wrong report, and the TCQ did not submit the correct reports. Previous City Manager Mario Martinez apparently did not address these issues as evidenced by correspondence from TCQ. City Council did not approve the billing from Garcia Wright, though the fees for street repairs were paid. Sludge report fee was not paid due to City Council directive. TCQ expected a solid waste report, however, the previous administration did not comply. City Manager Compagnone addressed the solid waste report in July 2014 and remedied the issue within days of her hire. City's response by Interim City Manager Brenda Compagnone regarding allegations numbers 26 and 27, Upon being appointed as interim city manager, Mr. Martinez discovered that there are several outstanding sewage treatment plant compliance issues. When Mr. Martinez's previous tenure as city manager ended, the city had worked very diligently to attempt to come into compliance, which was to ultimately lead to the building of a new treatment facility, as the current facility was built in 1979 and does not have the capability to comply with modern regulations. According to Mr. Martinez, Mr. Compagnone unfortunately did not move this matter forward and failed to remedy the violations. Allegation number 27, Brenda Compagnone has failed to take express action to move forward with the improvements required by the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. This lack of action is in violation of Brenda Compagnone's duties under the city under section 4 of the city charter and poses a direct health threat to the public mind. Mr. Compagnone's response: I noticed stayed in close contact with Brenda Compagnone as the hall of TCQ to compliment city manager Compagnone and how quickly and completely she resolved city issues. There is no merit to this allegation, as there is no merit to the other 32 allegations. City manager's response: interim city manager Brenda Martinez was on allegations number 26-27. His response is the same as it was to allegation number 27. Allegation number 28. Brenda Compagnone attempted to terminate the lease between the city and the Community Services Agency (CSA) in a disrespectful, harassing, and intimidating manner. Such action is a violation of the lease terms and disruptive to CSA operations. Compagnone's response is Compagnone has no authority to terminate a lease other than to obtain approval from council. City Council directed city manager to meet with the executive director of the CSA to develop a plan to house city and CSA employees in order to safeguard the city equipment. CSA's lease had expired, but they were not paying for all of the required utilities or the $1 rental required in their lease. CSA does not have a lease, they have a month-to-month lease. They are month-to-month tenants. City's response: according to the city's lease with CSA, once it expires, CSA will be on a year-to-year lease, as opposed to Mr. Compagnone's assertion that it is a month-to-month lease. The city had no right to interfere with CSA's business operations when they legally occupied the lease premises. This is a copy of the page of the lease between the city and CSA, which states that holding over, that is, if the lease expires and the tenant, which was CSA, stays there after the termination of the lease shall be treated as a tenancy from year to year. That is, they get to stay from year to year as opposed to month to month. Allegation number 29, Brenda Compagnone failed to reconcile the city's bank accounts in violation of her duties assigned as the head of the Department of Finance under Section 66 of the city charter. Compagnone's response was the auditors could not have completed their audits if the bank statements were not reconciled with the account balances. Because the audits were completed, the bank statements were clearly reconciled. City's response from Finance Director: yes. Regarding allegation number 29, it reported minutes, yes, the bank statements were reconciled as the audit was happening. The city didn't completely reconcile the bank statements from the previous fiscal year until just before the audit was complete. For the current fiscal year, the city didn't reconcile the bank statements until just recently, as there was not a process in place for monthly reconciling of the bank statements. As the Chief Executive Officer and Head of all Administrative Departments of the city, it is the city manager's responsibility to ensure that this is done. Allegation number 30, on several occasions, Brenda Compagnone displayed disrespectful treatment toward the public at city council meetings. This ill treatment of the citizens of Carrizo Springs imparts a negative impact on the city council, as the city manager serves at the will of the council and is a direct representative of the council before the city and the citizens. Mr. Compagnone's response: Robert's Rules of Order to maintain an order to comply with the efficient and orderly administration of city government. Please review all video of the city council meetings, and you will find that disruptive behavior is addressed with warnings that citizens may be removed if they do not act in a civil manner. City's response: no response is necessary. Allegation number 31, on numerous occasions, Brenda Compagnone displayed disrespectful treatment towards the employees under her supervision. Such treatment resulted in employees being harassed, intimidated, and subject to a hostile work environment. Ms. Compagnone's response: employees were promoted and treated with the utmost professionalism. No complaints by employees were lodged against the city manager, other than the one by a previous employee that abandoned her job after becoming a drunk, belligerent, and moving employee in public. This is the city's response to the Director of HR and their employees. Regarding allegation 31, And according to Ms. Flores, she was intimidated for several reasons by Mr. Compagnone as an employee of the city. According to Ms. Flores, Mr. Compagnone was disrespectful to and was constantly paranoid about her job and claimed that her life was at risk. Because of her paranoia, Mr. Compagnone in turn constantly made others and Ms. Flores worried about their job security. In fact, according to Ms. Flores, Mr. Compagnone ever suspected that the employees were communicating with somebody that Mr. Compagnone perceived to be a threat in any way. Mr. Compagnone would threaten to subpoena their phone and text records. Mr. Compagnone's conduct led to a very difficult work environment. Allegation number 32, in early 2015, when Mr. Compagnone laid off the city marshal for budgetary reasons and hired another city marshal soon thereafter. These combined actions are direct evidence of Mr. Compagnone's failure and were specific duties under Section 40 of the city charter. Mr. Compagnone's response, previous city marshal resigned. He was given an opportunity to apply for the police department, however he refused. Another city marshal was appointed as independent, which is required. Allegation number 33. In 2015, Brenda Compagnone authorized, allowed, and participated in duplicate payments to two different uniform service companies for city employee uniforms. Such duplicate uniform payments resulted in service and unused uniforms being stored and two different uniform companies being paid at the same time. These combined actions are direct evidence of Mr. Compagnone's failure to respect specific duties under Section 40 of the city charter. Mr. Compagnone's response, the uniform company's contract was signed by previous administration as the city manager signed off on a different uniform company which city manager Compagnone collected. And the city's response, the chief executive officer of the city and head of all administrative departments, city manager is overall responsible to ensure that this type of proposal does not happen. That's it, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Maldonado.
You're welcome.
We go to item D, comments by City Manager Brenda Compagnone. And before we proceed, ma'am, I am giving you a time limit of 3 minutes.
Council members, my name is Alex Gatzman, and I represent Brenda Compagnone in this hearing. I'm going to address the people of Carrizo Springs because this is their city and this is their money that's being dealt with here.
And at this time, sir, your 3 minutes will start.
Thank you. What you've seen here today are allegations. What you haven't seen is proof. But that doesn't matter because the city manager serves at the will of the council. If the council wants them gone, they can fire them and bring in somebody else. They don't have to manufacture 32 reasons. I've handled hundreds of employment cases over the last 22 years. I've never seen 32 reasons generated. If you're interested in getting to the bottom of what's going on here, ask for a copy of this presentation. Ask for a copy of the allegations made against Brenda Compagnone and the responses, and take a look at the charter yourself. Request the documents that are referenced in there as far as the budget and the other documents that they're claiming that Brenda Compagnone either failed to create or failed to oversee. And you will find that the city ran better under Brenda Compagnone than it did under any previous city manager. The city was in the black the entire time. You'll notice that none of these allegations referenced any time where Brenda Compagnone lined her own pockets with money. Not a single one. And in fact, when you go through them, you'll see that a number of them had absolutely no substance. The allegation that there was money spent on legal fees, $235,000 unbudgeted for fiscal year 2015. To date, I believe the city spent $45,000 since June, and that annualizes to $270,000 in attorney's fees for this next fiscal year. These are the types of allegations that have been made against her. But the reason that we're here today is because she reported possible corruption, including people standing behind me, or sitting behind me, to the FBI and to the Texas Rangers. And that is setting up the whistleblower lawsuit that will be filed, and unfortunately, the people of Carrizo Springs are going to have to pay for it, in additional attorney's fees. This is what's being brought to you.
Is that all, sir?
That's all for now.
Thank you. We go to item E, comments by mayor and city council. Council, do you all have any comments? We can take this one by one. Mr. Garza, do you have comments?
Oh, I have a comment. Somebody went through a lot of trouble to get hurt, but I think Mr. Compagnone was doing a great job as I was concerned, until the election. I don't know what happened. All of these allegations, I was in the council at the time, and I never saw this until after she was released. How come they didn't bring them up to the council before she was released? I think it's very significant.
Yeah, no, sir. Thank you. Mr. Miller, do you have any comments? I myself have no comments at this time. Mr. Puente?
No comments.
Okay, having said that, we go to item number 6. Close public hearing under Article 2, Section 19 of the City of Carrizo Springs City Charter for consideration of adopting a final resolution of removal of City Manager Brenda Compagnone. We have number 7. Will I need a motion for this to close out, or I just state the time?
One state the time is fine.
At 6:56. We go to item number 7, consideration and action to adopt final resolution number 493 for the removal of City Manager Brenda Compagnone.
Make a motion to approve and adopt the final resolution. Number 20.
Motion is made by Councilwoman Morones. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Seconded by Councilperson Puente. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
I'm opposed.
One opposition, Mr. Garza. Motion is carried. We go to item number 8, adjournment. I need a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion is made by Councilor Puente. Do I have a second? Seconded by Councilor Morones. To adjourn, all in favor indicate by saying aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion is carried, and it is 6:57. Thank you all for being in attendance tonight. You'll have a safe night. Thank you.